Hey y'all, welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. My name is Ashley, and today I'm going to be bringing home a new addition, ultrasounding two does that I think may have miscarried. But before we get into all that, is it not the coolest that Sky is Pinky's daughter? Sky left our farm for like 2-3 years. And I always regretted selling her after Pinky did so well at linear appraisals. And I just realized like Pinky was a really, really good goat. That after all this time, they still remember one another. Maybe we'll ultrasound you dreams and see if we've actually got two in there for once. My cereal singleton giver. You're my cereal singleton giver. You guys got so much molasses on your face. You guys are enjoying that molasses bucket, aren't you? Good girl. But I've always thought that was so cool because I don't, oh goodness, Dream. I had always wondered if they would remember each other because there'd been years between them parting, and they still remember. She still remembers Sunny. Pinky just gathers up with the only two daughters. Oh, and Uzi, she's got 3 daughters here. But out of all the time that I've owned her, she's only ever given me 3 daughters. So we're really hoping for some does this year. Oh, morning, ladies. Come on. Dreamer, I just want you to hear my order for kids. I have an order to submit for you, for your kids, and I want everybody to bear witness. Does and more than one, okay? I can forego more than one if you give me a beautiful, healthy singleton doe. I will still keep you even if you don't, because I love you so much, and you're a Willow daughter, and you're special, and you're special, even if you've got molasses all over your face. I'm really excited to go get this goat today. It was originally going to be like a 3-hour drive, but this seller, because I'm guessing the market's been so saturated, was like, hey, for this price, would you meet halfway? So of course I'm going to take the 3 hours of drive time back and meet for her today. But this goat is really exciting. This has got more of the Agape's Prize bloodlines. This doe is going to be really nice, but my sister-in-law actually has a doe, Cecily, who shares her sire is also the grandsire of this doe, and she's got a buck out of Goose, who you guys know I love Goose from my sister's farm. And that is his sire. It would be wonderful to get a little bit of a line breeding on the grandsire side because he's a really, really nice goat. Me too, I'm ready to go home. All right, so we're on our way home. We made a quick pit stop at TSC because I do have a buck goat at home that I think is suffering from mites. And honestly, after picking this girl up, she's got the classic like ears are missing hair and around the eyes. So she's either zinc deficient or she has mites, which is neither one is uncommon for goats around this time of the year. It's very normal. So I'm not too like wigged out about it. But Barracuda, which is her paper name, is Ooh Barracuda. We're gonna call her Cuda or Cooties, is coming home with us. So we're on our way to pick up our daughter's dinner. I'm going to put my seatbelt on here in just a second, and we're going to get on the road and get home and get her situated. But I'm excited for you guys to see her. Okay guys, we're home. Everybody's being fed. Everybody is loud. Chill Pill in the corner is being loud. But we got Barracuda home. And like I said on our drive home, I'm almost positive that she's probably either zinc deficient or she's got mites because of her ears are like so barren around her eyes, which is, like I said, obviously not uncommon. But she just basically got a sulfur dip for right now. I bought ivermectin injectable that I'm going to be using on my bucks, but I do plan to breed her. And usually, like for most dewormers, if you can avoid using them, there are some that are very, very safe. We use Land of Avila, which is a natural herbal dewormer, preventative. So it doesn't matter when I give this to an animal or what portion of their life they're in, like if they're lactating or not. But if you have to use chemical dewormers for mite, lice, or worm intervention, usually for pregnant does, like the first 50 days, like we really try to steer clear, which is technically their first trimester. So she is a 2-year-old. And for those of you that know about the dairy goat world, usually like by 2 or in their second year of life, it's very common for dairy goats to be bred and to have their first sets of kids. I just weighed her. She's 50 pounds. I knew she was a little bit on the smaller side than what I like to see 2-year-olds at, but that doesn't mean that I don't have young 2-year-olds. She's wide throughout. She has wide enough hips, but I did put her on my scale. She's sitting right at 50 pounds. So right now, we're just these first couple weeks, I'll be watching for a heat, but my main focus is to get her healthy and to get her out of quarantine. How long do we quarantine? Like at least 2 weeks, guys. At least 2 weeks they should be quarantined, especially with her showing mites. I really don't want mites. If that's what it is, it could be a zinc deficiency. But I really want to give her a couple of weeks to be getting a sulfur dip. This new stock, that's what this is in my hand, is a sulfur dip. Wonderful for skin conditions in livestock. I did use this on my buck, who is exhibiting the same type of skin ailment just in his legs and his feet, which is another common place for mites to kind of want to chill out on. So I, much to his chagrin, gave him some new stock, which is the sulfur dip. And it just kind of, if it's mites, it smothers them. Is basically what it does. Sulfur doesn't smell good. I don't use gloves when I put this on, and I really probably should because it smells like sulfur. So she's a little bit perturbed with me, but that's Barracuda. She's super cute. I can't wait to get her filled out and to work with her a little bit. She's super sweet. And she's been shown. I put her on a lead and walked her over. She hopped right on the scale. I think she's gonna fit in just fine here. We just need to get some groceries on her and hopefully she grows a little more. Hi, Barracuda. Hi, Barracuda. Where you at? Hi. Hello. So you can see that dib on her. Hi. Hello. Okay, guys. So last night I did not get to ultrasound Twerky Turkey, who I thought Twerk was miscarrying. She does have what looks like kind of like, it's darker and I don't think you guys can really see, but it looks like it's got red tinges in it, so that makes me think blood. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and ultrasound her. I've got my ultrasound machine right here, and I'll share it with you guys like as we get to it. But I'm gonna go and ultrasound to confirm if she's open or not. Now, if she's open, she's 2 years old and she's a chunk. Like her body score would say that she has extra pounds on her bones. And for dairy goats, the more weight that they put on, the harder it is for them to breed, and then the harder it is for them to actually do what dairy goats are supposed to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to scan her. And then if I can hold it and then turn the camera where it needs to go, then I'll show you guys. But we'll see. You guys know how I am with the camera sometimes. Sometimes it is no bueno and it is not pretty. Okay, based off of what I can see here, I do not see a pregnancy. I think I see what's left of a resorption of whatever matter is left in there. But really at this point, because I do believe she's about 90 days, I should really be able to see like formed. I should be able to see skeletal structures. I should be able to see moving, and what I'm seeing here is nothing. I'm sorry for the loudness. Again, I have other does that I'm getting ready to check too that I've got set aside, and they're not happy they're being set aside. They're like, we want to go back and be free. So it looks like Twerk is open. Now I will give her some reprieve to bounce back. I don't know what caused this. So I also did not find any fetuses. I caught the bloody discharge, and it looked like after the fact, and with Rex in here, with them all night, there's a good chance that as a livestock guardian dog, he's already cleaned it up. He cleaned up the mess, and there's nothing there to be seen anymore. So I can neither confirm nor deny these two based off of anything that I found. This is why we would be doing a scan, or we would be doing a blood test to confirm via blood proteins whether they're pregnant or not. I don't see a pregnancy in here. If I were to breed, if she were to come into heat like tomorrow, we're in January, February, March, April, May, June. Those are June kids. Summer kids don't grow well, but she's 2, and she's kind of like running against the clock here to be able to do what she needs to do. So it's not going to impact whether she stays or not, because This is her first time. It's not uncommon for miscarries. I'm concerned I have two, like within days of one another. So if I'd had the fetuses, I would have sent them off for testing. I'm watching very, very closely so that if I think someone is getting ready to abort, then I can separate them so that we can get samples, because after Rapunzel's baby being mummified, a lot of you have talked about Cache Valley. And Cache Valley could very well be a culprit. Now I'm watching, I do think it had nothing to do with Rapunzel being older. I think it had something to do with viruses or bacteria or a bad fight, which with her and some of these other big does, like it really is a possibility, guys. Like, I know some people are like, it couldn't happen. I have seen it happen. So there's a reason why whenever we take out does and reintroduce them sometimes, that we worry about them reestablishing hierarchies, especially if there are pregnant does in there, because they don't really take into consideration that they're pregnant. They're not like us where they're like, I'm going to take it easy, not until they're like way further in their gestation. They go in there and they want to figure out who the head honcho is, regardless of whether they're pregnant, and it could hurt their kids. So I'm going to go ahead and pull her down. I'm going to grab this screamer. I'm guessing it's Sayuri, and it's not the one I need to scan to see if she miscarried or not, but she'll get scanned anyways because she's pregnant. All right, Aurora, please excuse the molasses on her face. Please don't be miscarried, but you guys can already see the tint. That is blood. I'm almost gonna guarantee that she miscarried. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give you guys a different angle here. Kind of see, maybe if all my junk over here, get you out of the way. You can actually see kind of what I'm doing. But I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to scan her. I'll put you guys like this. There you go. You can actually see what I'm doing. Gonna unfreeze the monitor. Going to apply this lube. This is what provides contact so that I can actually get a reading in here. So, okay. Okay, Mom. Okay, Mom. I don't think so, guys. She lost her babies. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. This is just a terrible feeling. Okay, guys. I'm sorry if the camera acts really weird. Like, it's very cold out here, and it gets real weird when it's cold. So I did finish ultrasounding just a few does. It cut out on Uzi. Uzi is my homebred Grand Champion Junior doe that's got her dry leg, which is a big accomplishment for juniors if they get a dry leg, because junior competition is a lot stiffer than senior does. There's just a lot more in the show ring typically than in senior doe shows. So I'm really proud of her. She looked like she had 2 to 3. And I'm really excited because those, I believe, are Stifler's babies. Super excited about that. I brought Dreamer in here. Dreamer is confirmed bred to Taki, or Take It Easy. I only saw one. I'm just really hoping there was a second hiding in there, but Dreamer is the least furthest along. Every year she gets out, and she usually gets bred by a buck that I don't want her to breed to, and now that she's too big to finally do that, she just kind of kept recycling. So I have to start paying attention to some things. I don't think it's management. I don't know if it's a virus or a bacteria or what's going on, but it's not just me. I've had a lot of breeders that I've talked to that this year is just really, really weird because of like weather, that it really affected cycling for the does this year. They were either doing silent heats, or they were just recycling and recycling and recycling, or some were recycling, but they were showing like via scan that they were bred. So it's just been a very, very odd year for some breeders in our area. I don't know if it has to do with nutrition, or if it just has something to do with the weather cycle. But the 2 does that I suspected were miscarrying did in fact miscarry. They are open. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a break. The only bad thing about that is that linear appraisals this year are in May. It's crazy. In Indiana, it's going to be, we're slated for May. Now, whether we're May or not, we'll see. But the last few years, it's been July or August, and we haven't been getting seen until August or September. So having an appraiser out here when my girls are very fresh, and that we're not pushing through like July and August heats, trying to keep everybody in milk against the elements and what their body is telling them to do, which is sometimes to dry up. It's great, but now I have 2 does that I was excited to have appraised that will not be being appraised. So there's that. But we did get some ultrasounds done, so I am excited. I can't believe we're about a month out now from February babies. It's gonna be Rosie, Haley, and Pinky. I am really excited about. Those are 3 of my like favorite does in my barn, and they're my older girls, so I don't have to really worry too much about milk testing or anything with them or showing. They're here for forever. They're like heart goats, so I love them. I can't wait, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with me. You're doing good, Mom. You're doing good. Oh, Mom. Look at him, baby. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. So I recently had a comment pop up in one of my last kidding videos about myself intervening in births. And sometimes, yeah, I don't really need to. They could do it themselves. But if I can help my goats, y'all, I'm going to help my goats. I have a lot of money invested in these guys. I love them. They're near and dear to me. And if I can make any type of struggle or hardship easier on them, it is my job as a steward of these domesticated breeds of goat to do so. So I'm going to. But I do have a really good example of the second comment that this individual made about, and then I didn't even let her clean her kid. Well, Skids, completely unintervened, wasn't there to help them through, pull them, whatever. Definitely wasn't there on a cold night to help them dry off quickly. And because of that, I had 2 very, very chilled kids when I came in here, even though we were drying them off as fast as we can. Mommy had done a great job cleaning them, but not good enough to keep them warm and moving. And in this weather, with how cold it is, which is pretty consistent with the same type of weather I was experiencing in that video. Listen, guys, I'm not going to clean my goats. Like, I'm going to clean these baby goats and make sure that they're fine. It's winter here in East Central Indiana. Right now, it is cold. We have 14 inches of snow on the ground. It is just frigid. We're struggling to keep everybody watered and fed and to keep our barns warm. And thankfully, we have a spot like this where we can bring our goats in to kid out of the draft. Lots of bedding. I can see them through my cameras. I mean, we do a lot to make sure that our goats are healthy, that they go through normal pregnancies, they birth their kids. We do a hybrid raising of dairy goats here where we do dam and bottle raising, whereas there's a lot of dairies where the kids never suckle from their mothers. So whereas I was kind of getting a little bit kind of poked, like there's reasons for this, guys. Like, I don't come out when it's cold for just the fun of it. Like, it's not fun to be out here when it's cold. It's not fun to have to mess with a kid that mom's been cleaning and doing her due diligence, but it's cold. It puts their life in jeopardy. We ended up bringing these guys in, getting them on a heat pad on the top, heat pad on the bottom, wrapped up together to get them back up to a good temperature where they could actually nurse from their mother. If I hadn't intervened and just let her clean them, I would have had 2 dead kids, and that's just unexcusable on a farm. So excuse me if I prefer to do it the way I do it, and that I've been doing it for well over a decade successfully. That's just how I feel about it. Yeah. You invited him up there, now he gets to just do what he wants.
He's attacking my hand.
He's got his hand on the top of your head like he was controlling you for a second. Who do you think they're, Armin? Dogs are perturbed. Monkey's becoming like a villain.
Yeah.
His pet cat on his shoulder.
Cat Dick.
At least we for sure know who the antagonist in the story is now.